Hello there, everyone! Alexman here, and welcome back to another session of The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess HD. Last time we completed the Snow Peak ruins, did some sledding with the Yetis, and we got all the golden bugs collected. And we ended ourselves here by going into a slight tease of the Temple of Time, the next dungeon we're going to get into. Without further ado, let's transition back to the past to get to our Temple of Time, like we did before. Again, this is the coolest effect of anything in the game thus far. It's just walking into this boundary and going back in time. We had to use the Master Sword in the present time to unlock this door, and somehow we have a little slightly preserved point in time. Now, I'd like to know how the Mirror of Twilight got here. As it's told, it was inside of an ancient shrine. How did Zant get back in here? That's my question. But that's a question for another time. Now is that we need to strike our... Now this is actually kind of a thing, like, in this part of the Temple of Time, the Master Sword's already been taken by the Hero of Time. So technically we're transporting a different Master Sword into the pedestal. Kind of awkward, but still kind of cool regardless. By starting here, we actually have a hidden doorway. This wasn't in Ocarina of Time. When did they build this? I would like to know. Okru. And it's revealing that there's actually a door behind there. Okay. Right. Okru, get back here. Let's see what this temple is in store for us, folks. Welcome to the Temple of Time. Now, again, this was initially the Temple of Light that originally was scrapped in Ocarina of Time. Initially, Temple of Time was going to be its own dungeon at one point or another. And finally, they're actually, giving us with the goods. And they also have the light symbol for the Sage of Light all over the place. So, yeah, this is technically the Temple of Light that they wanted. Alexman, what's up? Do you think there's something odd about that statue? In the grove and the temple entry, there's always matching ones on each side, but there's only one here. Why don't you just take a look around? Sure thing. Let's switch to the wolf form. Alright, here we go. Hey, there used to be a statue here. I knew it. There was more than one here originally. We need to find the other statue in this temple that matches that one. So yeah, we have an escort mission. We have to escort a statue back to here in order to actually continue on with the actual ending of the dungeon. So we need to do some traveling up here. I'm gonna put a jar right there. Now any jar you can put on here, it will work. But there are also these metallic ones you can put down, which will essentially do the same thing. So let's jump up here. Now there's gonna be a lot of placement of switches and whatnot around this place, so bear that in mind. We'll get to Okuru later. Yeah, this is the dungeon where you actually have to have Okuru in your inventory as part of story plot prevalence. It's kind of weird that they're actually diving into Okuru's story now instead of earlier, because we've had that, this little thing that's been, in our inventory every dungeon, yet we have no indication of why this thing follows us. But now we get a context for. Not so fast! This is it! This is where I've been trying to get to! The ancient technology of our people sleeps in this place! We've searched all over, and now we're so close, I can smell it! Well, I hope it's not rotten or anything. That'd be kind of awkward. Once we find that thing, yes, we can go home at last. Oh, gracious, yes! Young man, we're so close, so please help us find what we're looking for. So you read I'm Okuru. I think she'll just basically teleport you to the outside of this temple in the past. I don't think it'll actually send you to the future. Or the present time, at least, So, we got a lot of bugs in this place. A lot of spiders. Spiders are all over the place. I don't know why there's spiders everywhere. This is supposed to be preserved in the past and whatnot. So we need to put a switch down here. Or get a pot here. And actually put this on this button, because this is another pressure sensitive switch. Like so. And we get ourselves a chest. Let's just chest contain arrows. Looks like we're going to be needing this. I'm going to combo our scope on us, because we might need it for later for pinpoint accuracy now. So this little puzzle, we have to get behind this gate, then destroy the pot we put on there. Oh, I didn't want that. I want this. There we go. Okay, we're gonna put me like there, and fire away. There we go. Yes, awesomeness, right? The Zophos make their appearance here as they're fully a lot of lizard-like enemies. Levassos line of enemies are in this place, so get used to doing a lot of helm splitters, because they're just gonna be perfect for this. Hoo-yah! Thank you. Always like to be stylish when I can do that. Again, like the bigger tighter enemies, like the ones in here, are the ones where you can actually do the whole fancy sword twiddly thing into your sheath. Kind of nice. Oh, no. No, Keys. Get out of here, Keys. Good thing they explode on contact. So we need to put two switches down here, little two things here to activate this door. That right there is a guardian of some sort. A little time guardian, I want to say. I'm not sure what those names are. There's most likely something on screen for that, obviously. But if you get close to these guys, they will activate. And these little guardians, they want to... Apparently there was supposed to be like a bigger version of this guy that you're supposed to fight in the code, but it was never made into an actual enemy. Or the enemy. But you can still spawn it in the game by hacking, and it does have its own attack patterns and everything, so it'll still attack you and still drop something when you kill it. So, not sure as to why they dropped that enemy. It would seem to be a kind of a cool guardian enemy of some sort, but whatever. We get the map for killing that thing off. Thank you. And this dungeon is basically another tower. Again, it's a big, huge tower. I still want to know how this was hidden inside the Temple of Time back in Ocarina of Time, because that's technically what we're in now. We're actually back 100 years ago in the past. It's not stated as such in the game, but if you read the manga up to this point, because at the point of the time of the stream, the manga is already beyond this point in time of the story, and it does, by technicality, it does show of the hero of time coming through and pulling out the Master Sword back in the past, where this Link actually sees it. So it's like, okay, this is a really cool reference. It's too bad that the manga has more details than the game does. Again, a nice hint of guys, go read the manga. The Twilight Princess manga is fantastic. We'll actually have to use the little chain thing there, so gear thing, so we can actually get around. Alright, this is going to be tricky. We have these little blade traps going around in different circles. We need to put switches on top of certain up and down notions here. So watch out for the blades. We gotta put two of these bad boys on here. So we put the one here. No, I said put the one here. There we go. We can step on the other one, but that means we'd be locked out of our way of actually progressing with the dungeon. So we need to push on this thing. I think we pull on this to make it go down. Oh no, it goes up. Oh, well, I think there's another thing up here, which is... No. I am wrong on that one. I always get this wrong. I always do. It's push to go down, pull to go up. And oddly, that was like the one rare time where Link's hat actually goes along with the actual movement physics. Interesting. And I've come to realize in almost every Zelda game, Link's hat always glitches through the shield. You think that, oh, well, we can actually do some mortal draws here. We'll worry about that thing later. That over there is a Poe that's behind the gate that we can't get access to yet, so we're just going to have to, let that be for now. So we'll just go back up top this way with our little thing. I don't know why I want to do a mortal draw on the, on Skulltula, or I guess Skulltula enemies and whatnot. I wouldn't want to, hurt them, but they need to die anyway. They're infesting this temple all over the place. Odd that there are spiders everywhere. What did Ganondorf back in the past curse this temple? That's a good question, because this is actually 100 years in the past. Ganondorf would have been alive about that time. What would Ganondorf do to the Temple of Time, even though he didn't give a care in the world about it? How odd. Alright, we got... These guys are active. We gotta kill these guys off. There we go. Yeah, watch out for their hammers. Those hammers hurt. Little time guardians, you. And they do reflect the the Sheikah coloring system, where it's blue. The blue coloring, when the guardians are active. Again, I think Nintendo really knew what they were going at with Breath of the Wild. Taking references from previous games, saying, well, we had automatons that had blue energy in them. We can make the guardians that way. Cool. Got a small key. Nice. We'll be coming back to this room later for another additional reward. So I'll look forward to that. Oh, the chest up here. I'll definitely take the chest. What does this chest contain? A stamp. For the high letter L. Oh, good. When I go into Hyrule, I can now put that letter on my hat, and people can tell you what I am. Well, at least Luigi's happy. Let's go up this way. Now we got that small key. We can now go through the door that's right behind here. And hopefully not get hit by the blade traps. This dungeon is actually pretty mechanical, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's actually just a linear puzzle. You just keep going up and up and up until we find this particular statue we need to bring down. And then we just have to go down the same way, just now with this shield with this guy attached. And we got some more, we got more of a... I think these are, I think they're Bmos, like ancient Bmos. So it's not just a thing that Bmos would be in two different things. One made by time and crafted in marble and whatnot, and the other made out of stone or steel out of, in the Goron technology. So it's not technically a Goron thing. But we probably sure come to realize that the Gorons probably had the originality of the Bmos enemies just because of this concept behind. You hurt me like that? Oh, okay, I'll just stay right there and you just... I got him. Booyah! Took me a couple of hits, but that's fine. I want to come back here and we get ourselves... I think this is the compass. Indeed. Sweet! We can now see where we need to go now. So we need to hit this switch all the way back through here. Booyah. Later on, these puzzles of the timing and everything become absolutely pointless due to the fact of what we have to do when we have to go back down this place. So, again, the dungeon gets easier once we get that particular item equipped on us. We now got some different Zaphos. Now with skull heads on them now. It's kind of creepy, not gonna lie. I do think I managed like one time you can actually glitch around this wall and whatnot and actually get to the chest there early. You can do it early if you wish, but this is probably the best way until you actually have the ability to do so. We also have Armo the Zaphos, these little guys. They block you with their own shields and everything. Now, why weren't these guys in Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition? These guys would be awesome for guys to fight down, but no, we got mostly Skyward Sword enemies in Hyrule Warriors, which is kind of awkward, to say the least. You know, Skyward Sword doesn't really have big presence in that game, but they decided to put all the enemies in that way. So yeah, a lot of timing puzzles, a lot of gem puzzles in here. I do really want to know what would have been the Temple of Time's original dungeon in Ocarina of Time. Also, these guys, armor guys, you can never really finish them really fastly because these guys are swift inside their armor. But we have the Helm Splitter thanks to the Hero of Time, so we're good on that front. We just gotta get our stuff back up here. Yeah! Woo! Moving through this well. This is actually, I would say this is kind of one of the shorter dungeons in a regard. It only gets longer if you're going after like all the chests and everything, but that's about it. Everything else about this place is kind of short. It's just a big, tall tower. Oh, we got bugs everywhere. Get out of here, you. Hoorah! One after you, please. And now pull out our gun. Our bow and arrow, anyway. And just take these guys down. Booyah! 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 I love how this bow comes out so fast, and basically these guys like drop arrows and everything. And these are all like little skull or like spider enemies and everything, so you just gotta be perfect on your guard on these guys. Because again, kill these things off, we actually get a chest for us. So it's not blatantly stated if these guys would or not, but again, kill everything you see. Something might pop up in a timely manner, of course. So that's another chest for us. No harm, no foul. Sweet. Let's see, we go up here. I want the chest open. I think the all optional rewards are just money, I want to say, because again, because we've already got almost everything in the dungeon. We're only down to like only two dungeon items left, so. Oh yeah, we got this little weight puzzle. As well as there's a post somewhere in the vicinity. Alright, we just gotta chuck this bad boy up here. We gotta throw this bad boy. Yeah. Am I here? Oh, okay. I want to say we can get up there. Yeah, we can. Get our claw shot up here. Oh, is it too far away? It's too far away. We have to come back here once we get it. Let's go up this way then. Then we'll get some more chests in the way in that way. Once we have the thing we're escorting back, the statue, we can go after all the optional stuff without any hesitation. So, yeah, we'll get out of this thing's way. These blade traps! Ow, there goes my legs. I didn't need those legs anyway. Where are you? Come here, you, Zaphos. Ow! Helm Splitter is like your best. Again, Helm Splitter is gonna be your best friend here. It's really the only thing you can tackle these guys for. You can do the like this and do it that way, but the Helm Splitter is just faster to pull out and do. Which ultimately thinks the Helm Splitter was just. I just think that again, this game gives you a lot of skills, but rarely do you ever need to use them. Like one of the two skills you learn, shield bashing and the Helm Splitter, becomes like your quintessential move to basically take down any enemy with ease. You have to watch out for the blade traps, because, you know, we can't jump in this game for some baffling reason. We grab this thing here. Timely coming up this way. Come around here. And we drop this thing on the board and we get ourselves freedom. Haha! Woo! So we come up here, we have a couple of guardians to face here. More spiders to deal with. Ow. Come out of here. Booyah, booyah. Come on now. You can take them out with your claw shot if you so choose, but the bow and arrow is just much more faster. Defeating all those down gives us another chest. Sweet. Alright, well, we're gonna get around these guys here. Booyah. I do wish there was a way you could upgrade the Master Sword in some fashion, but you only get attack boost if you use the temporary potions and the Great Fairy Tears. We'll open up this chest right here to collect money! Loads of money. Oh yeah, that's also what we got from Agatha. We also got the upgraded, the biggest wallet you can get in-game. At least by normal means, unless you want to go after the extra dungeons and whatnot. And the Trial of Darkness, what it's called. So, and that's where you can get to a wall that's 9,999 rupees. You rarely ever need anything over above 2,000, to be perfectly honest. And we get an introduction to, just like in the Trial of the Gods, the Tower of the Gods in Wind Waker, we had to fight a Dark Nut. Well, guess what? We have to fight here too. Hey, look! There's a statue up there. Well, we definitely need to escort that thing, but we have this game's Dark Nut. And these guys are brutal. Later on, like if you go into that little dungeon in the desert, they put like 3 or 4 of these guys against you. And it almost feels like this is about as difficult as the original Zelda game. Alright, this guy, he is fast on his feet. Helm Splitter or the Back Slice is going to be your best friend basically to defeat their defenses and get behind them. The more times you hit him, the most armor goes off. But after that, the game gets a little bit more interesting. He throws his big blade at you in favor of a smaller, faster sword. Now it's more backslashing than anything else. You can't block his defenses right now, so now you have to do basically a combo move to throw him off, then hit him. So backslice is what you're gonna be your best friend. Come on now. Ah! Hurrah! And booyah! No, it's kind of weird that these are... They're not technically Hyrulean guards, they're more of... Like before, in Wind Waker, these guys were dog enemies, so why are they now slightly taller humanoids is beyond me. Sweet. Well, that was actually more entertaining than the fight in Wind Waker, though, to be honest. It's a little bit tougher, but not by much, though. Man, like I say, Dark Nuts have really become a lot easier than intended to be over the years. And what is this item we get? We got the Dominion Rod! This amazing rod can infuse ancient statues with life. Hold it with the buttons on aim, and it'll give your life to statues. A statue by life will move like its master. So, yep, we now get this. We're going to put this on our R button here. And we now have to activate this by throwing this ball in here. Again, this is a weapon that Princess Zelda used in Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. And it acts basically the same here, except it's very limited in what it can do. So we gotta pull this around like so. Sometimes you're gonna have to hit the B button to dismiss it, only to basically put it back on so you can walk faster with it next to you. You actually walk faster than the statue itself, so bear that in mind. What we want to do is bring these things over to the bells, and we teleport these things out. I don't know how that works, but you know. Whatever. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's get this thing back to the bottom of the temple, shall we?